Good day, my viewers. Today we will be looking at column chromatography. Column chromatography is a method used to isolate a single chemical compound from a mixture. Chromatography is able to separate substances based on the differential absorption of compounds to the adsorbent. Compounds move through the column at different rates, allowing them to be separated into fractions. Column chromatography is a technique used to purify compounds based on their polarity or hydrophobicity. It involves separating a mixture of molecules based on how they partition between the mobile phase and the stationary phase. Just as I said, column chromatography is one of the most useful methods for the purification and separation of both solids and liquids. The stationary phase is a solid and the mobile phase is a liquid, so it is a solid liquid technique. Mixtures of compounds dissolved in the mobile phase is introduced into the column. The components move depending on their relative affinities. It uses the principles of adsorption. We have different types of column chromatography, such as adsorption column chromatography, partition column chromatography, gel column chromatography, ion etching column chromatography, etc. Adsorption column chromatography is a technique of separation in which the components of the mixture are adsorbed on the surface of the adsorbent. In partition column chromatography, the stationary phase as well as the mobile phase are liquid. In gel column chromatography, the separation takes through a column packed with gel. In ion exchange chromatography, the stationary phase is an ion exchange resin. But for the lecture today, we will be interested in column chromatography, adsorption column chromatography. What are the adsorbents for column chromatography? The adsorbents used for column chromatography have different properties and will have different adsorbents. We have adsorbents like alumina, silica gel, starch, zeolites, calcium phosphate, calcium carbonate, activated carbon, synthetic polymeric resins, etc. Silica gel powders are more useful to separate polar compounds used in pharmaceutical chromatography for the separation of drug molecules. Alumina is good for the separation of less polar compounds. Silica gel and alumina are good for the separation of food additives and contaminants. The adsorbents needed for column chromatography must have very high surface areas and porous structure. This is because they can absorb substances onto their surface through intermolecular force. The adsorbent should be able to retain a specific analyte or group of analyte for a given sample volume. It should also be able to release the analyte during the desorption process. The properties of chromatographic adsorbent are significant. They affect the separation efficiency and resolutions of the technique. The three critical properties include the surface area. The surface area of the adsorbent determines the number of interactions size available for the sample components. Adsorbents with large surface areas are generally more efficient in separating complex mixtures. The pore size is another important characteristic. The pore size of the adsorbent determines the size of the components or the size of the sample components that can enter the pores. Adsorbents with small pores are suitable for separating small molecules, while adsorbents with larger pores can separate larger molecules. The pore volume is another important characteristic. The pore volume of an adsorbent determines the amount of solvent that can be retained in the pore. Adsorbents with high pore volume are generally more efficient in separating complex mixtures. Another characteristic is the functional group. The functional group of the adsorbent determines the type of interaction that can occur with the sample component. Adsorbents with different functional groups can be used to separate different types of sample components based on their chemical properties. Key steps in column preparation. You choose a suitable column based on the sample type and desired separation. You add a small plug of cotton or glass wool to the bottom of the column to hold the stationary face in place. You place about 1 cm of sand on the top of the cotton wool to create a level base for the stationary face and to prevent the cotton plug from becoming clogged. You pack the column with the chosen stationary face, for example, silica gel or alumina, carefully adding a slurry of the material to the column. You can prepare your slurry with 1:3 ratio. Carefully add it to the column while tapping gently to ensure even packing. You dissolve the sample mixture in a small amount of the mobile face, carefully adding the sample solution to the top of the column, allowing it to settle into the stationary face. And you add sand to protect the sample. After that is the elution process. You add the mobile face solvent to the top of the column. Allow it to flow through the column and carry the sample component with it. Adjust the flow rate of the mobile face as needed to optimize separation. Collect fractions. Separate portions of the eluate at the bottom of the column with different components of the mixture eluting at different times based on their affinity to the stationary face. You continue to do this, you start to collect fraction. As you see the color separation, you will know that you are already entering another fraction or another compound from the column. Column preparation continues. The compounds are separated based on how they move through the column. Different compounds move at different rates because of their chemical nature and how strongly they are attached to their stationary phase. A compound so more attracted to the stationary phase will move slowly through the column, while a compound more attracted to the mobile phase will move faster with the mobile phase and come off the column dissolved in eluent. The separated compounds are eluted or recovered from the column and seen if they are colored. If they are not colored, small samples are collected in test tubes and identified through thin layer chromatography. If you have not watched the video on thin layer chromatography, do well to watch it for a better understanding of column chromatography. We have two methods of eluting our sample. We have the isocratic elution method, where we use same sample throughout the elution. It is used when we are separating analytes with relatively similar characteristics. We can use acetonitrile, we can use water or hexane, etc. We have another method, the gradient elution method. Solvents of gradually increasing strength or increasing polarities are used. Examples of graded combinations are, for nonpolar compounds, hexane to dichloromethane. For moderately polar compounds, water to acetonitrile. And then for polar compounds, water to methanol. When we have finally finished our eluting our sample, we will go into fractional analysis. That is, analyze the collected fractions using appropriate techniques like UV spectrometry, mass spectrometry, NMR to identify and quantify the separated components. Now, the advantages and disadvantages of column chromatography. Advantages of column chromatography is it helps to purify the sample and clean up. It helps to purify and concentrate elements from geological materials. It isolates active components and also isolates metabolites It is used for the separation and analysis of pollutants in environmental analysis. Environmental sample, we use column chromatography, and it is used in the pharmaceutical industry for drug purification and quality control. Also very useful in the food industry. What are the disadvantages? Column chromatography can be expensive, time-consuming, especially for complex separation. And the amounts of solvents required may be expensive. Automation makes the technique more complicated and costly. The questions you need to prepare: define the following terms: stationary phase, mobile phase, elution. Question 2. Differentiate between the types of solvent elution system used in column chromatography. Question 3. The RF values of S and Y in a mixture determined by TSC in a solvent are 0.80 and 0.54 respectively. Which of the two compounds, S or Y, will be absorbed at the top if the mixture is separated by column chromatography with the same solvent mixture as a mobile phase? Explain the question. Thank you for listening to the end of this video. I want you to please like and subscribe to my channel. Refer this channel to your friends. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you.